What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that.
AT Squad, it's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with a new behind the scenes tea video. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken seriously or literally. Everything that I say is alleged when it comes to gossip. So if that works for you, then let's get into this video. So we all know that Monique Samuels from Love and Marriage DC did not return for season 2. She hasn't really spoken out much about why she didn't return for season 2. Carlos King, the executive producer and creator of Love and Marriage DC, has stated numerous times on his podcast that they're fine. There's no beef or anything like that. You know, everything is cool and copacetic. He ain't got no issues with her. She don't have any issues with him. But Monique just sat down and did a live on her Instagram, and she had a lot to say about Love and Marriage DC, and it really wasn't that positive. Let's take a listen, and I'll be back with my thoughts.
No, please, you have to come back and tell your story. There's no way to tell my story, because what happens is I can tell my story through my filming, but then production and the network is going to tell the story they want to tell. And I'm tired of giving up my power to, you know, other people telling my story and trying to do with my life as they please. I'm tired of that, you know. I thought the second time around it would be different. It wasn't. I kind of didn't like how the direction of things were going as I was watching everything unfold the first season. Y'all didn't look bad at all. Not sure what the problem was. It's not about looking bad. It's about I signed up for Love and Marriage, and I slowly started to feel like it was shifting towards a Housewives type of dynamic, and that's not what I signed up for. If I wanted to be on Housewives, I would go back to Housewives, you know? So it wasn't about what was being shown or whether I thought it was bad. It was about what the overall intention and purpose was for the show. So y'all saw the issues Chris and I was having the first season of Love and Marriage. Y'all saw the issues we had even throughout the course of our HOP. And there comes a time where you have to figure out what your priorities are and really try to put your focus and energy on that, which is more important. So after watching how things unfolded and then even living it, the first season of Love and Marriage DC, I didn't realize how fragile of a place our marriage was, you know, until we were like in the mix and in it. And it was so much stuff that was just so heavy, and it kind of just made it compound even more. So that's one thing that I do love about reality TV, is that it does force you to grow. Super speed, you know, it forces you to really like check yourself. You can create your own show for us, but the problem is the networks. It just appears to me that when it comes to Black excellence, Black love, there are no networks that actually really want to show that, you know, like it's sad, but from what I see, I mean, it just is something about attacking what's Black, and showing a stereotypical Black person, Black family, the stereotypes. It just seems like it's just always that way. And it sucks, you know, because I would love to show how Black people actually are. But instead, they like to force these stereotypes on TV. And it's unfortunate, because people who don't have a lot of Black friends or around Black people, they watch these shows, they see snippets of these shows, and they think that is how we are. And it's not. So yeah.
Now, I'm going to start off by saying I like the fact that she was open and honest enough to admit that the show showed her that her marriage was really in trouble, and watching season 1 back really showed her that there were things that they needed to work on, and stepping away from the show would help them focus on their marriage, because you can't do both. You can't be on reality television, you know, filming and going through stuff and, you know, trying to run a household and all of these different things while you're trying to, you know, reconnect with your mate and figure out what's the problem, because being on a reality show to me would only make it worse. So I do like the fact that she acknowledged that What I have a problem with, and y'all know I love me some Monique, but I'm just going to keep it a buck and I'm going to keep it a bean. I don't care about all of that. You know, I'm here to state my opinions and be truthful about my opinions on certain topics. And I call BS when it comes to her stating that she didn't like the way production edited her story on the show, and saying that she didn't like the direction that she thought the show was going in, more of a housewife type of situation. My love, by the time you came out with Love and Marriage DC season 1, Love and Marriage Huntsville had already been on television for what, 3 seasons at that point? So you already knew the recipe. I don't know why you thought that y'all show would be any different from theirs. And I think that that's the problem with season 1 of the show, is that you were trying to control a narrative, and your other castmates have said that y'all, you know, had a talk before filming about what you would say, what you wouldn't say, what topics were off limits. You wouldn't attack each other's, you know, marriages and, you know, relationships and all of that type of stuff. And I think that that's why season 1 came off stale. It came off a little forced, and it was a key component that was missing. And thank God we did have Winter there to bring that key element out somewhat. And that was, you know, the drama between, you know, the women and the guys, or whatever the case may be. You know, when you're on a reality show, yes, we do want to see the good, but we also want to see the bad and the ugly. That's just what we have signed up for. That's with anything. Nobody just wants to read a book, say for instance, where it's just nothing but happy-go-lucky the whole way through, no type of strife or struggles or anything. That's what makes the making of a good story. And I feel like with reality television, yes, we want to see you in a great relationship. We want to see the loving, caring moments, the funny moments, but we also want to see what it looks like when things are not so great. How do you work through it? How do you communicate with one another? You know, how do you navigate the rough waters when things aren't going so smooth in your marriage and in your relationships? And I don't necessarily feel like season 1, based off what we saw, that they gave her a bad edit. I feel like Monique was doing a lot of nagging and complaining. Granted, it was things that she was nagging and complaining about that she had been having issue with quite some time. The same issues she had with Chris that she had on Real Housewives of Potomac. But to say that the show like edited to make her look some type of way, no. You were showing your real true life, and your real true life at that moment was you being in a place where you were not happy with your mate in your marriage, and the fact that you have been complaining about certain things in your marriage for years and he wasn't taking it seriously. So I don't think that was a bad edit at all. You and your husband were just in a bad place at that moment, and that's what they caught. You know what I'm saying? I would have respected it more if you would have just said, you know what? Looking back at season 1, me and my husband were going through a lot. It was very contentious. It was very negative. And we needed to take a step back to really focus on us and get us together. I don't like the fact that you're blaming production and saying, you know, they wanted to, you know, basically have it be a bunch of arguing and negativity and all of that type of stuff. Because I personally, from what I saw in season 1, don't agree with that. I feel like they edited what you gave. You know what I'm saying? And it was your honest and true life at that moment. And it didn't come across great. You didn't come across to the viewers in a positive way. A lot of the viewers were disappointed in your storyline and what you brought season 1. And that's, once again, will say this because you were in a negative space in your life. You were struggling and going through a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's fair to blame production and the edits and stuff like that. I call BS on that. And I don't agree with that at all. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all think about what Monique had to say about her time on Love and Marriage DC and where she saw the show going and her return to reality television and controlling the narrative and all of that type of stuff. I mean, you could control your narrative all you want to on a YouTube channel because you're doing the editing. Start a YouTube channel. Make millions of dollars off of that. That way you control your narrative, control when you put out content and all of that stuff. That's why so many reality stars and actual stars have gravitated towards YouTube and those types of streaming platforms because you can control your own narrative. So let's talk down below in the comment section, you guys. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.